Right, what's up everyone? Lenny Clifford here in the RFOX VALT test environment with the CEO and co-founder Benny Fairbank. Hope everyone is doing great this week. And how are you doing, Benny?
I'm doing very well, thank you, mate. And you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. And yeah, good to be in here. And you've done some testing recently in the new Vault environment. How did that all go?
Yeah, the new Vault environment's actually substantially larger than this, and it's still just having the last pieces put on as far as rendering, textures, collision, and depth. But when you walk around there, you get a very, very good feel, and it's going to be just a week or two away before it's sort of at this level of finish. And then we'll be able to get in there and give it the green tick before we push it out to the public.
How cool. Very exciting. And also exciting is the CitiXens avatar project that's coming up. The drops early September. And for those that are new to the project, could you go over it and perhaps let us know what's included with each OG CitiXen avatar?
Yeah, so each OG CitiXen avatar will later be entitled to redeem or claim another avatar, so a non-OG, so just a regular CitiXen avatar, as well as also 2 apartments. And effectively, the avatars give you voting rights. So, for example, let's just say that this was one of the quarters. Obviously, this is a sandbox. But if this was, say, for example, Calanova, and I was a citizen of Calanova, I would be able to vote on things that happen and transpire in this space. So it gives me a chance to actually be like a normal resident and have a vote on what happens. And that's what's special about our avatars as opposed to any avatar that we integrate or is deployed here outside of the citizen. So if you build your own avatar in our avatar creation tool or bring in an avatar, they won't have the same type of voting rights as the avatars that we create will. You'll also get access to special spaces and hidden things that only citizens will have access to. So that's going to be pretty exciting.
These 3D avatars, they're to be used in this VR metaverse, the RFOX Vault, and they're like a membership or Web3 identity for someone who's part of the RFOX community. And this has been a big trend in the NFT space. We're seeing physical real world being connected with digital. And with identity, it's the qualities, beliefs, personality traits, appearance, and expressions that characterize a person or group. I guess my question is, there's only a certain amount of traits an avatar can have. So how are we really going to maintain our unique sense of being individuals in Web3 worlds when we're so limited in our expressions and traits and appearances?
It's a good question because ultimately, a lot of people have the PFP collections and then there's no utility or there's utility being built out for it that will take some time, whereas with ours, it will be the metaverse ready avatar that you can walk around and use. But as far as traits are concerned, we've also gone for something a little bit different as far as androids. So that gives us the flexibility to sort of separate ourselves from traditional animal collections or people collections. But down the track, what we've got an avatar creation tool that will allow you to customize your avatar. So therefore you can play around with pretty much unlimited features. And if you think about it, if you look at humans, we've got, varying color hairstyles and or varying colour hair, and different coloured eyes. There's only a number of combinations as well, but we all look so vastly different as a general rule. So ultimately, I think that when you're able to dress your avatars up and you're able to put them into different costumes and change their look and feel a little bit, I think people will be able to change them as they see fit. And it's much more simple to have a radical change of an avatar than it is of a physical being. So I don't think there'll be much problem with people customizing their appearances and looks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess it'll make it easy for you to express yourself in different ways. All right. OG citizens and citizen holders also get airdropped an apartment. You mentioned that before you get a mint pass. So what are the apartments going to be used for?
So the apartments are effectively a personal space, so that they differ in the sense that a shop space is not necessarily just a traditional shop. It could be used as a game space or a world or whatever it might be. But the basic way to differentiate the two is an apartment is a personal space, so you're not supposed to use that for as a retail outlet, but you can use that for hanging out with your friends, watching movies, decorating that in your style, having people around. Office space, you can use it as meeting rooms, offices, chance to hang out, host events. That type of stuff is all okay, but what we really want to do is make sure that there's a line between the two, so that the people that have bought shop spaces have the ability to commercialise and have a retail outlet, versus the apartments, which are much more a personal space. And again, when I say personal, it can be used as office, work from home, meetings, but not to peddle goods.
Okay. And which of the quarters will the apartments be in?
So the apartments will be in each of the quarters, so they'll all have different views, and there's different apartment types. So there's basically 4 models, and then those models in time will be able to have customizable features as well. So they'll start off as 4 base types, ranging from like a small type of studio right up to a floating penthouse apartment if you're lucky enough to get one of those, because they're limited to 50 in number. But the difference in the beginning from the quarters will be the views and where they're located. So I anticipate that what will happen is people will try and match the avatar quarter to the apartment quarter, because if you're a citizen of a particular quarter and you've got voting rights, then it stands to reason that you would probably prefer to have an apartment in that same quarter. But the world's a funny place, and maybe people don't want to do that, and that's the great part about a space like the one that we're creating, is that choice is yours.
Okay, sure. And I guess there'll be a bit of trading happening there. And what value is being put on the apartments at primary sale level?
That's a good question. The primary sale, as they're basically an accompanying NFT, the market will have to establish itself based on the first sale and trade. But we've obviously priced those to be relatively low entry point for people getting the first OG avatar. So the value that is derived from this first 1,000 is it's hard to sort of put into words, because you're effectively getting one OG or original avatar which has increased voting rights and a little bit more Waihuti Fandango to look at, and then you've got your normal avatar as well, plus you've got 2 apartments. Now those apartments can be any apartment. Just because you buy an OG avatar versus an avatar in the normal sale, you'll still get in the normal sale 1 avatar and 1 apartment, but you could still pull a penthouse at that stage. You don't know what those apartments are going to be. So as far as the apartments are concerned, I think that they'll start off as being an accompanying drop, and then as people start to build out and personalise those spaces and showcase what they can be used for, that's when the real value will be derived for those.
Yeah, okay. And they're on sale in Q4, I think I saw on the roadmap. Would they be available to see before or after the sale?
We're looking to make sure that we put out some of those apartments basically in between these 2 sales, so you'll be able to have a look at apartments between the OG and the normal sale. So that'll give you an indication of the space. But if you've had a look at our final designs, you've got these spires that sort of centre around the middle blue light, and that's where the apartments will be housed predominantly. So you will get a chance to view them, and we've got things around this space like those the boxes that you can see, the cubes with the orange windows or doors. We've got the ability to turn those types of things into a preview, so that you could walk in and have a look at what an apartment will look like. So plenty of opportunity for us to spoil that and to show people what it will look like. But ultimately, at this particular point in time, we're trying to make it all about the avatars and the citizens and voting rights, and then the personal spaces come after that. So looking very much forward to revealing what those spaces look like. But they're themed on this world.
Okay, great. And the music quarter has been named as Terravaldi and science and tech quarter as Calaxy. What are the inspirations behind the names there? I think Antonio Vivaldi might be one of them, but what's Calaxy? Is that some sort of galaxy and a sort of black K-hole out of body experience?
So when you're talking about Terravaldi for the music, it's Terra Nova and Vivaldi, as you guessed, as far as music and composing is concerned. And as far as Calaxy is concerned, it is because it's got that very much that World's Fair look, and from that particular genre, and it's all about exploration and invention and pushing boundaries. The col in Calaxy comes from Nikola, as in Tesla, and the axi as in galaxy. So that's the inspiration behind that. So it definitely has a bit of a World's Fair type of feel and inspiration to it, and a lot of the pictures that we associate with Nikola Tesla and his inventions, I think that it's very sort of fitting to that type of environment.
Yeah. Okay. How exciting will it be to have the citizens and also apartments in these spaces? I think I can't wait to be able to experience all of that together. And how has the feedback been from the community in regards to the Citizens project? And are there any points that you need to clarify at this time?
I think basically, we've had. We sort of thought to ourselves, that there's 1,000 OGs for sale, and we've tried to make sure that the price point of entry is low, which is good for people that know about the project, of course. But ultimately, we thought being a bear market and NFTs having taken such a downturn that we would the 1,000 would be still considerable effort to sort of market and to make sure that we get out there. But ultimately, that's proven not to be the case. I mean, our whitelists are going to blow well past that, I'm sure. And the interest started off internally. We had a lot of our staff asking questions on how do we tell people to buy, or we've got people that we know that want to buy. How do they register for whitelists? And so we started thinking to ourselves, hang on, look, the people that are very close to the project understand what's being delivered from a longer term perspective as far as what you get for your original avatar. So we've just got to get that message further out. So what I expect is that we'll see more and more interest as the law rolls out in between the two sales as well, where we can sort of show people what those avatars look like, show them in motion, and start spoiling apartments. I reckon that's when it will sort of really take off. But at this particular point in time, the questions that we're getting are just all around the whitelist and how do you enter and how many can you mint. So that's basically what we've been getting at the moment.
Okay, and there's pretty comprehensive FAQs up on the drop site, and they if anyone else has questions, they can also get into Discord. I'm sure they'll be answered there by the community ambassadors. So Benny, I think we better wrap it up for the week. Lots to do. Got much else planned?
I'm looking forward to getting in the Calanova and having another look through. We're testing Quest to make sure that that's ready for public release. We've got the sale for CPAG today. We've got lots of stuff happening, so just it's a bumper week, and I'm really looking forward to sort of seeing all these products drop. And used to be a full-time job trying to work out how to plan to build things, and now it's a full-time job trying to work out how to keep up with all of the releases.
Sure is. Okay, well, we'll leave it at that then, Benny.
Thank you, mate. Thank you for your time, and have a fantastic week, everyone.